Hello all, welcome to ENbreezEN, the daily news analysis program by Team and Light. In today's session, we'll be looking into 4 different topics that appeared in today's newspaper. AMRUT 2.0, Swatch Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, Small Finance Bank, and Nutrient-Based Subsidy Regime. So before I get into the first topic, that is AMRUT 2.0, providing the basic services like water supply, sewerage, urban transport, etc. to households and build amenities in cities will improve the quality of life for all, especially the poor and the disadvantaged. Now, this is a national priority. So, it is in this direction that schemes like AMRUT 2.0, AMRUT, Swatch Bharat Mission, etc. has been launched. So the first topic for discussion, that is AMRUT 2.0 and Swatch Bharat Mission Urban was extended for another 5 years. That is why this is in news. Okay, we'll be discussing Swatch Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 in the next slide. But before I get into it, both these schemes are catering to urban India. Okay. And these schemes have been designed to realize the aspiration of making all the cities garbage free and waste secure. Garbage free by Swachh Bharat Mission and waste secure by AMRUT. Water secure is done by AMRUT. So both these missions are taking a step in effectively addressing the challenges of rapidly urbanizing India. So India is in a rapidly urbanizing spree, or whatever we call it. So there are various challenges that will arise as a result of that. So these two schemes are launched to address these challenges. So AMRUT 2.0. Before AMRUT 2.0, let's see what AMRUT, the scheme itself, is. So AMRUT, which can be expanded as Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, is a scheme launched by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So this scheme, the main objective of the scheme is to ensure that every household has access to assured tap water supply and a sewerage connection. It also tries to increase the greenery of urban spaces and also to maintain open spaces like parks, etc. Another objective is to reduce pollution by switching to public transport or by constructing facilities for non-motorized transport, etc. For example, cycle, paths and all in cities, etc. The main components of AMRUT 2.0 are capacity building, reform implementation, water supply, sewerage and septage management, storm water drainage, urban transport, and development of green spaces and parks. Like as you can see, these are all the things that an urban space requires. The infrastructural facilities that has to be there in an urban space like a city or a town, etc. Now AMRUT 2.0, the main objective is to provide 100% coverage of water supply to all households in 4,700 urban local bodies. It will provide 100% coverage of sewerage and septage in 500 AMRUT cities. Also, it is focusing on the rejuvenation of water bodies and urban aquifer management so that we can improve the sustainable fresh water supply. Also, this 2.0 version of AMRUT tends to upscale from the 500 cities limit under the already existing AMRUT with 1 lakh plus population to a target number of 4,372 cities, which means it will now cover 100% of urban India. Also, another important feature of AMRUT 2.0 is its promotion of a circular economy of water, like by focusing on recycle or reuse of treated sewage, rejuvenation of water bodies, and water conservation. Another feature of AMRUT 2.0 is Peyjal Sarvekshan, which is kind of like a survey which will be conducted in cities to ensure that equitable distribution of water, reuse of wastewater, and mapping of water bodies is done efficiently. Moving on, Swatch Bharat Mission Urban 2.0. So before we get into 2.0, let's just brush up what Swatch Bharat Mission is, because I'm sure all of you know what Swatch Bharat Mission is. Swatch Bharat Mission is a nationwide campaign in India which was launched for a period ranging from 2014 to 19, which was basically aiming to clean up all the streets and roads and infrastructure of India's towns and cities in both rural and urban areas. The main objective of Swatch Bharat Mission is to eliminate open defecation by constructing toilets, both household owned and community owned toilets, and also by establishing an accountable mechanism, because we need to make things accountable. Only then it will work efficiently. Now, the scheme, which was run by the government of India, achieved an open defecation free India status by 2nd October 2019, which was the 150th anniversary of the birth anniversary of our father of the nation, that is Mahatma Gandhi. Now, this scheme, Swachh Bharat Mission, has got both rural component as well as an urban component, namely Swachh Bharat Mission Urban for the urban areas and Swachh Bharat Mission Rural for the rural areas. Now, as we are talking about the Swachh Bharat Mission Urbans 2.0, Swachh Bharat Mission Urban was launched on 2nd October 2014. The date is not very relevant, but it was launched in 2014 to make urban India open defecation free and to achieve 100% scientific management of municipal solid waste in for some 4041 statutory towns in the country. And the phase 1 of the mission lasted till October 2019. And so it is the phase 2 that is going to be implemented between 2020-21 and 2024-25. The aim of Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0 is to make the cities completely free of garbage. Okay. Now, the main components or objectives of Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0. So first and foremost one is that this particular mission is trying to ensure a complete access to sanitation facilities to serve the additional populations migrating from rural to urban areas, because we know a lot of people migrate from rural areas to urban areas in search of better opportunities, like better jobs, better education, better whatever. Okay. So this mission tries to cater to their needs. Then another component is liquid waste management. This scheme tries a complete liquid waste management in the cities with less than 1 lakh population to ensure that all the wastewater is safely contained, collected, transported and treated. All the process will be done. Then under the sustainable solid waste management, more emphasis will be given on source segregation, that is segregation at the source itself. And it also focuses on the well-being of sanitation and informal waste workers. Yes, then like there are material recovery facilities and waste processing facilities which will be set up, and a focus will be given on phasing out single-use plastics. Also, construction and demolition waste processing facilities will be set up. Moving on, the next topic is Small Finance Bank. This was in news because Centrum Bharat Pay is getting a license to be a small finance bank. So, a small finance bank is a specific segment of banking created by the Reserve Bank of India under the guidance of Government of India with the objective of furthering financial inclusion by undertaking basic human activities. Here, a very simple yet understandable definition of a small finance bank. So, okay. So, these small finance banks, there are certain activities that a small finance bank can do, and there are activities which it cannot do. So which are those? So the activities which a small finance bank can do are like any other bank can take small deposits and also disburse loans. Okay. They can also distribute mutual funds, insurance products, and other simple third party financial products. Okay. Then it can lend 75% of their total adjusted net bank credit to priority sector. Priority sector like small business units, small and marginal farmers, micro and small industries, unorganized sector entities, etc. Also, the maximum loan size would be 10% of capital funds to single borrower and 15% in case of a group. Then another thing is that the minimum 50% of loans should be up to 25 lakhs. That is the limit. Now the activities which it cannot do, a small finance bank cannot do, are it cannot lend to big corporates and groups, no. It cannot open branches without prior RBI's approval for the first 5 years. Then the other financial activities of the promoter, like these banks will be having certain promoters. So their financial activities should not mingle with this bank. Okay. Then it cannot set up subsidiaries to undertake non-banking financial services activities. Also, it cannot be a business correspondent of any bank. Moving on, the next topic is the nutrient-based subsidy regime. So this is a news because the cabinet has approved the nutrient-based subsidy rates for phosphatic and potassic fertilizers for the year 2021-22. So this nutrient-based subsidy program for fertilizers was launched in the year 2010 and it is being implemented by the Department of Fertilizers under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. So under this scheme, the fertilizers provided to the farmers will be subsidized, will be at a subsidized rate based on the nutrients contained in these fertilizers. The nutrients, namely sodium, potassium, phosphorus and sulfur. Okay. Now, the subsidy on phosphatic and potassic fertilizers will be announced by the government on an annual basis for each nutrient on a per kg basis. This nutrient-based subsidy regime is trying to intends to increase the consumption of phosphatic and potassic fertilizers so that the optimum balance, there is this optimum balance that needs to be kept, that is N is to P is to K equals 4 is to 2 is to 1, that is the ratio, okay, of NPK fertilization is achieved. Then by having a scheme like this, the expected benefits are like the government is like looking forward to improving the soil health, which will result in a much more yield and which will obviously result in an enhanced income to the farmers. Also, government expects a rational use of fertilizers, which will ease off the burden of fertilizer subsidy. That's all for today. Thank you all for listening.